I ain't never seen New Yorkers act like that. Never. I ain't never seen New Yorkers act. And they watched the Jets. Tried to protect him by doing it during the national anthem, and he still got booed out of the building. You want to talk about it? You want to talk about during the anthem? That's like getting booed at church. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Street Politics. Trump, I told you stay your behind home, didn't I? Didn't I? Didn't I tell you to stay home? I said you didn't have no business leaving the DMV. Now look at you. I know you cried in the car. I know you cried in the car, but you don't got nobody to blame but yourself.
You gonna cry in the car.
You got nobody to blame but yourself. I sent you that footage of the New Yorkers at Trump Tower. And that was before the game even started. What part of New York hates you didn't you understand? Huh? What part of New York? You didn't want to listen when they said New York hates you. Now look at you. And New York ain't the only one that hates you. How Don Jr. supposed to feel? Huh? How Don Jr. supposed to feel? Oh, you didn't have time because you was too busy to go to his wedding. But you gonna pop up at the finals game. What you think he gonna get you for Father's Day? I mean, really. And you hustling backwards, talking about, oh, we need a bunker. We need a secure bunker, but you can find your way into Madison Square Garden during the NBA Finals. How that work? Huh? Make it make sense for me. No, it was obvious to everybody. What time is the fake assassination attempt tonight? Huh? Are we still going with the assassination? Have you officially dropped the assassinations? Because they're not going to look good with this. They are not going to look good with this. No, character assassination don't count. That was a legitimate booing. You earned that booing. You absolutely earned that. And you didn't have no... Oh, you wanted to go because Obama went. Because Obama went to the game. Who told you that? MAGA? President Obama sitting courtside at a Chicago Bulls game, October 28th, 2015. What was the date on that? What was the date on that? October. What NBA finals they play in October? What finals? And what part of New York City the Bulls play in? Huh? What part of New York? I mean, they ain't played a playoff game since Derrick Rose left. And you want to make a comparison between them two? Oh, and while we talking about comparison, how was Obama received? Ooh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. And that was recent too, Trump. That was recent. You could do a perfect apples to apples comparison. Obama, Trump. Yeah. Not only that, Obama got a lot of energy too. That was another reason I told you had no business going down there. You fell asleep during the earlier part of the day. You couldn't stay awake for your work day, but you want to show up to the game.
People can sleep again because they can breathe as when they go to bed.
Funny how everything can be set up perfectly, then one selfish F-tard who will probably fall asleep by the second quarter can come and F it all up. You better not fall asleep. I can tell you this: you better not have done all this and you fell asleep. Don't let me find out. And I really don't get what the carrot is. But what the celebrities wanted you there, Spike wanted you there. The man was in a Pope Leo jersey. What's your relationship with Pope Leo like? Coincidence? The man, I ain't never seen Spike in no Pope Leo jersey, but he wore one tonight. He sure enough did. Yeah. And them people gonna be there too. From the official New York Knicks account, the cast of SVU, dun dun. Hey, tell them there's a PDF in attendance. That was good. That was good. That was really good. Hey, you better hope they was just looking for somebody else, you know, because they never off the clock. I watch SVU. They don't never be off the clock. No, halftime's not safe for you either. Cardi B is expected to perform at halftime of Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. And I can't think of anybody more reckless in expressing how they feel than Cardi B. So, you know, other than maybe Charles Barkley.
Knicks up 7, looking for a 3-0 lead. We've been competing with Cardi B here.
We lost. Hey, I don't know if those B's, that might be Cardi D's.
Charles, this, I didn't mean that kind of reckless. I didn't mean that kind of reckless. Trump, are the Knicks the ones that told you to come down there? Huh? Did any of the Knicks personally invite you down there? I think not. They remember what you said. People are tired of watching a highly political NBA. Basketball ratings are way down and they won't be coming back. I hope football and baseball are watching and learning because the same thing will be happening to them. Stand tall for our country and our flag. To which current New York Knicks starter Josh Hart says, what a dumbass.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, sir. Get Trump's dumbass out the White House. Yeah, that's the Knicks. That's the Knicks. You want to try for the Spurs? Huh? Greg Popovich's franchise?
I think the president being here just makes it inconvenient on everybody else. Like, we got obviously more security. We got to send stuff early. I think our buses are a little earlier, so that's that.
Victor Wembanyama going through a security checkpoint due to President Donald Trump being at Game 3 of the finals. All players and staff for the Knicks and Spurs have to go through multiple layers of security at MSG tonight. So let me get this straight. You think they had a sleeper cell within one of the finals teams just in the off chance that a sitting president was wrong-headed enough to show up to the game? That's what we doing. That's what we're paying for. That is most certainly what we're paying for. Because you had an opportunity to turn around. You saw how you were received before you even got in that building. You knew what it was.
Trump, we came here for the Knicks.
Sweep tonight and sweep them right out of the White House.
Now wait, man. I think I saw something in the middle of that. Is that Yup, that sure enough is a finger. Yeah, that's New York City. That's how they do. Huh. No, it was you. Now that was all you. You created all that. And if you thought they was mad before, no walking allowed in the heart of Midtown for Monday's Knicks game. No walking during the heart of Midtown. All watch parties have been canceled around Madison Square Garden, a slap in the face to Knicks fans who waited 26 years for this, and all because a man whose name appears in the Epstein files 1 million times wants to go to a Knicks game. Hashtag cruelty is the point. And imagine being a bar owner inside this zone near MSG. You're prepared to have maybe the highest revenue night in the history of your bar. Now you'll make nothing thanks to Trump. Is this winning? Is this the winning that you was talking about? Bringing American business? Is that what this is? Should we call this a Trump tariff where it just goes down to zero? 10,000% non-political take here. This stinks. Nearly impossible to buy a playoff ticket, so Knicks fans have taken over the Madison Square Garden area and have brought incredible vibes to the city with their watch parties. And if you think that experience is bad, imagine paying all that money for a ticket. POV, you paid $10,000 for a Knicks ticket, but can't get into MSG. Now I see what all that energy with the signs. Now that all makes sense. I get it.
Go Knicks! Trump! Go Knicks! Trump! Go Knicks! Trump! Go Knicks! Trump! Go Knicks! Trump!
Now, Knicks fans, I rock with you. I really do. But it's something that we need to address. James Dolan, after tricking Knicks fans into showing up 2 hours early to the NBA Finals at Madison Square Garden tonight so he can have an extra 2 hours to sell them $20 beer, $10 hot dogs, and $8 waters. That's right. As crazy and nonsensical and antagonizing as all of this is, why is Trump here? Who invited him down here? He's the guest of who now? That would be James Dolan. That would be James Dolan. The guy who y'all cuss out 365 days out of the year, unless the Knicks are in contention, then you can't wait to give him your money. It gotta be addressed. It gotta be addressed. And also, there's more. Famously vengeful Knicks owner James Dolan has long spied on people at his iconic arenas. We went deep inside the operation that allegedly tracked a trans woman, lawyers, protesters, and more from Wired. Fans lucky and or rich enough to get into Madison Square Garden will be subject to biometric surveillance. If they're on one of many enemies lists, patrons could be followed throughout the arena, including in and out of the bathroom, as our Wired investigation showed. We're going to have to deal with it. We gonna have to deal with it. I rock with everything y'all did tonight, except for the fact where y'all showed up and couldn't wait to show James Dolan's business your undying loyalty. We gotta talk about that. We gonna have to deal with that part. And also, as a basketball public, we're going to have to deal with this. Adam Silver, this you?
I found out because Jim Dolan invited him to the game, and he said yes, and he's welcome to be here. I think that what makes sports so special, especially when there's so much that divides people, is it's something that we have in common, and we should look for those things that we have in common and build off that. And I'll also say about President Trump, you know, I've been with the league for a long time. I ran NBA Entertainment years ago. He did an I Love Kids game spot with us. He was a fixture at NBA at Madison Square Garden. You guys remember, well, all of you, when you played here, not Draymond, but back in the old days, he had courtside seats. He was here all the time. He was at drafts, so he's a genuine Knicks fan. And so, yes, there's some inconvenience to the fans here, but one looking around this arena, it's packed. So people listen, they came early, they got through whatever extra security, which is necessary. So, as I said, I think we should be using sports to create more of a sense of community with people.
What we have in common. Now, I understand that your business interests might inform that you let certain things slide or you don't say certain things. You definitely didn't have to say all that. You absolutely did not have to say all that about a man that has endangered the livelihood of the very communities from which the majority of your players come from. Yeah, you said all of that. I mean, that was the commissioner equivalent of a flop. That you just gave us a whole flop, right? You should have just let OKC slide into the finals if that's what you was going to do.
He's right, you know.
And can we also reflect upon the fact that we have New York and Texas, two states that are generally given as representative of our political polls, with New York being a bastion of blue and Texas being most reliably red, although it remains to be seen how that Senate race is going. But at the same token, you have in James Dolan an owner who decided to invite Donald Trump to be his guest at MSG, and the most visible front office figure with the San Antonio Spurs and Greg Popovich has been the most vocal opponent of Donald Trump, other than maybe the exception of Steve Kerr in the entire NBA.
Kamala Harris whipped his ass in the debate. So I try to figure out, exactly why do people vote for him? What do they exactly think he's going to do for them? All the college kids were behind him with red hats and that sort of thing. And I just wonder if they know, had to pay money because of his rent practices in New York, that he was a racist in that sense, to vote for him. They must think he's a strong guy, or this is the biggest whiner that ever walked the face of the earth. I mean, he's like the poorest example of a fifth-grade bully I've ever seen. I mean, I just, would you want your kids to act like he does?
Huh? You just never know who your allies are. And you never know who your ops are either. Shaq, Kenny, and Charles face frying me when they listen to Silver talk about Trump. And he deserves it. He deserves it. Matter of fact, Adam Silver should get some of that. Throw Adam Silver some of that booze. Now, he deserves it. I miss Dolan, too. Let's get Dolan some booze, too. Mayor Zohran Mamdani has announced a free Knicks watch party at Bryant Park. This comes after watch parties outside of Madison Square Garden were canceled due to Trump's attendance. Oh, that's nice. Hey, man, he is Johnny on the spot, is he not? Yeah. Hey, good luck hating on this Fox News.
Jesse?
Well, he'll be safe. He's not taking the subway to the Garden. He'll be in the owner's suite. And when they put his face on the Jumbotron, he's going to get love. If they put Mamdani on the Jumbotron, you're going to hear boos. And if they lose, it's Mamdani's fault. He's the jinx. Remember? He did.
Who won't tell him? Who won't tell him? Should we show him? The national anthem when Trump was shown. Wait a minute, that's outside. They was booing him outside? They was booing him at the watch party? I didn't know it was that bad.
Brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights where the ramparts we watch.
Now let's see. Can we match that up? Can we match that up to the watch party booing? Can we sync those up? Breaking, the boos aren't just inside MSG, they're outside too. We're getting reports that every time Trump's face is shown on screen, New Yorkers can hear booing from residents all over the city. This is historic. Huh, that's pretty good. So they made history regardless of what happens in the finals then. Man. Hey, see how they feeling in the bars, because everybody feel good in the bars. I know they not. Trump isn't just getting booed inside MSG, he's getting booed all across NYC. I ain't never seen New Yorkers act like that. Never. I never seen New Yorkers act. And they watch the Jets. They watch all 16, 17 Jets games. I ain't never seen them get to that point. I surely have not. And you know what, Trump? If you thought that was bad, it's actually worse than that. Tried to protect him by doing it during the national anthem, and he still got booed out of the building. You want to talk about it? You want to talk about during the anthem? That's like getting booed at church. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Everybody in a good mood for the finals. National anthem. Booing. A tweet from beforehand. I don't think Trump gets booed as much as people think. Based on the ticket pricing, I'm going to assume those that can afford to go probably agree with the tax breaks he's given the wealthy. Guess we shall see. We sure did, didn't we? We sure did. I told you it gets worse. That was your people. From a financial standpoint, that was your people that was booing you in the garden. Huh? Huh? And it was even worse than what it sounded like on TV. Oh, that's right, ESPN. We found out. Sneaky bastards over at ESPN ABC trying to scrub out the Trump boos during the anthem. Nice catch, Brennanade. Scrubbing out boos? Do say.
And bright stars through the perilous fights of the
That's sad. That's sad. You had Adam Silver out here trying to launder the whole thing, and now y'all out here scrubbing out boos. Y'all gotta live with us after this. Y'all realize that, right? Adam Silver, y'all gotta rock with us after trying to prop up Trump. You get that part, right? I mean, he even disrespected your reporters. Is it true your locker room access is being restricted so he can go in there? Last thing they need before this game is the distraction of a circus traipsing through their locker room, to which we get from Steve Popper, yes, first time all season, no pregame locker room access for the media. Huh. So you got the players going through a different routine during the biggest game of their lives, and you have the media trying to cover their first home finals game in decades, now all of a sudden getting no access. You're doing great. Adam Silver, James Dolan, you're doing great. Hey, Fox News level laundering, y'all doing. Up here comes Fox News. USA. Chants erupted throughout Madison Square Garden during Game 3 of the NBA Finals with President Trump in attendance. Fox News, y'all should have just sat there and ate your food. Yeah, y'all should have. Why did you even acknowledge this at all? That's comedic. It really is comedic. Oh, wait, they booing again. Y'all gonna talk about that? Oh, yeah, they are. The boos just happened again, and Trump stops clapping as they get even louder by the end of the clip. This is humiliating. Hey, Fox News, was they saying boo SA? Was that it? They were saying boo SA? That must have been it. Yeah. You know, it's going to get real awkward when this video from the game starts hitting the timeline. Yeah. Yeah, they had their phones. They got it all. And so it begins. This couldn't have gone any worse. It really could not have gone any. Trump. Nudge him. You better hope the cameras don't get that. Donald Trump has fallen asleep at the NBA Finals in Madison Square Garden. Ain't no way. No, because you gotta. Do you know how embarrassing it is to fall asleep in public? Now you talking about falling asleep at an NBA Finals game that's televised. Now you talking about falling asleep at an NBA Finals game that's televised, and you are the president? And you put everybody through all that so you can, we got any more? They got multiple angles? Huh? He on a MyPillow? No way Trump shut down New York City streets and delayed everything just to nap during the game. Joe Biden ain't never slept during no finals game. I can tell you that right now. He ain't never slept during no NBA Finals game. This is your second time falling asleep today. In multiple jurisdictions, you done fell asleep in public. That's sad. Honestly, it might be even sadder that the guy next to you is asleep. Because normally you be sized to be next to the president of the United States. He sleep. He don't. You know what I mean? He sleep. You better hope the Knicks win this game. I can tell you that right now. Ooh, boy. This not going to be good at all. This is not going to be good at all. Trump ruins everything. I can tell you this. You better hope they win this series. I can tell you that right now. Because that Trump curse is trending. Just go back to sleep. Just go back. Yeah. Till the midterms. Till the midterms. Yeah. No, they gonna boo you on the way out. And wherever you go next, quite frankly. I seen your approval ratings. They booing everywhere. No, I wouldn't go to San Antonio neither. I told you that's Greg Popovich franchise. You know how he feel. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and special shout out to Marketer, who writes, "Hi Reese, I wanted you to know that you've made a difference in my life by the way you share all the latest content concerning politics and racism. I was never this informed and never knew that in the midst of it, we could also laugh. Thank you, and keep doing what you're doing. You're really making a difference." Thank you so much for that, and right back at you. Words like that make a difference as well, and as much as they have tried to take over the course of the past year and change, one thing I refuse to let them take is our joy. And the more of us that can get together in community, the more joy we can create. Shout out to T. Ferris, who writes, "Reese, I'm watching the Tim Scott Wants Black People to Know He's Here for Us episode, and we owe it to the Louisiana testifiers to make a shirt." Oh, you mean these Louisiana testifiers? Y'all remember.
You won't say the N-word in front of me.
Come on, down and out.
And I'll give you a taste everything for the ancestors.
Down and out.
One side should say our voices matter, and the other side should say that's adorable. Also, here's a picture of me with my We Still Here Black History Month coffee tumbler. The same two friends received these as gifts because they will always be here with me in my heart, if not in my picture. Now, first of all, shout out to those two friends, and what a fantastic suggestion. And that's one thing you guys have definitely done in the emails and in the comments, is give me a number of suggestions for more merch. Oh, I saw the yearning for Tasty Ancestors, and believe me, that's on the way. And you know what? I could do you one better. How about They About to Drag You? Huh? How about They About to Drag You? We working on it as we speak. I just have to perfect my They About to Drag You face, and then it's on and popping. Now, one thing I did want to talk about is, I'm sure you guys have heard from a number of different creators in this space, and especially on this side of the aisle, about perceived efforts to silence resistance. And that is something that I can say, and looking at the performance of my content recently, there's certainly a lot of evidence to that now, isn't there? One thing I did want to say, for the things that we can control, the ways that you guys can help try and spread the word and help amplify the content on this particular channel. Of course, watching the videos, staying through to the end, hitting the like button, sharing the videos when possible, showing up to the premieres, pumping the heart on the side of the premieres, making sure that you're subscribed, and not just subscribe, but turn on those notifications. Yes, that's that bell button. I know y'all heard all about that. Of course, writing me comments and engaging with other people in the comment section is always helpful, as well as following me on my other social medias. I'm at Reese Waters on just about everything other than TikTok. And of course, there's always the merch and sending us photos. And last but not least, there is membership. Huh? Membership is kind of like that big rubber foam that's underneath the people crazy enough to climb up the side of that mountain.
But wait, there's more.
There's two ways of doing that. We have membership right here on YouTube, as well as over on Patreon at patreon.com/Reese Waters. And shout out to each and every one of my members who give me something to bank on, even in those moments when I'm low, because the algorithm is rejecting me like Dikembe Mutombo. But one thing about that whole idea of censorship and silencing, because we sometimes talk about the loud theatrical versions of censorship, like book bans or political grandstanding, billionaires screaming into microphones. But, you know, there's a different kind of censorship that doesn't make the evening news. It's that quiet kind, and I'm sure you guys are very familiar with it, the kind that happens behind closed doors, in email threads, and in creative meetings. It's when people look at your work, look at your voice, and say, "We love what you do. We really do, but, you know, you just tone it down a little bit, you know what I mean? Make it a little bit more palatable. Could you talk about the truth, but but make it a little bit more comfortable for people to swallow. Oh, and we want this truth, but not that truth. Don't talk about that over there. They want the flavor, but they're terrified of the spice. And let me tell you something, that kind of personal censorship is exhausting because it forces you into a daily contract with yourself where you have to decide what your integrity is worth. Do you shave off your sharp edges so you can fit into a smooth little box, or do you play nice so you don't lose the platform or the funding or the followers? When you refuse to censor yourself, the pushback isn't always dramatic cancellation. Sometimes it's just a slow, quiet freezing out. The algorithms get a little colder, the rooms get a little quieter, the corporate doors start shutting, and you're left standing there wondering if shouting into the wind is even worth it anymore. You start wondering if maybe you should have just smiled, taken the check, and talked about something safe. But here's the thing I realized about persevering through that silence. Your voice is the only thing they can't actually take unless you hand it over. When people try to censor you, it's not because your words don't matter. It's because they do. It's because your words have weight. We just talked about the Louisiana testifiers. All the efforts that they're making to silence your vote, you can never again make the case that it doesn't matter. They try to mute you because they're terrified of what happens if people actually start paying attention. They want you to think that you're entirely alone shouting into the dark so you eventually just give up and quiet down. That ain't this kind of party. And if you're watching this, I know that ain't the kind of party that y'all throw either.
He's right, you know.
Persevering through your own censorship means realizing that the audience that needs the watered down version of you isn't your audience anyway. It means building your own table when they won't give you a seat at theirs. And it means knowing that the truth might run uphill, but it always gets to the top. So to anybody out there who's being told to tone it down or wait their turn or speak a little softer so you don't wake the neighbors, don't touch that volume knob. Speak louder, write sharper, stay unapologetic. That's why we do this. Because the moment you start censoring yourself to make other people comfortable, you've already let them win. And we didn't come this far to lose. Let me know your experiences in the comments below, and let me know how you push through circumstances like these. Drop your thoughts, hit subscribe, and let's always keep the volume up. I'll see y'all on the next one.